already. Yep, we are finally back. And who was it that said Royal Knights? Who was it that said that Royal Knights is going to be what we get? Royal Knights is in exactly what we're going to be getting as the first repeat deck. And what a way to repeat. Hope you enjoyed lunch, because we're in for an absolute meal. We have the Bone Duster. And we also do have Damien B92. And both of them going to be on RKs. So our first mirror and our first repeat deck, Royal Knights. Them guys, that dude. Is that Gallantmon Craniumon? I can't tell what the Digimon that's on the left is supposed to be. It's purplish black, so it kind of looks like what would make more sense would be Chaos Gallantmon. After, you know, engaging my cerebral cortex for 35. There's no way he's on. He's actually on Dragon Linkz? The Bone Duster? What? Hey, yo. He's tired of the big tree? That's crazy. Yo. Miniature manslaughter wishes he was on Dragon Linkz. So I mean, we're gonna see an early purge. And then one of the red dragons in the back. Batman became the Joker. The Tibetan monks, they taught me to play Hina for 3. And Chikuri. Yo, speaking of Tibetan monks, the Batarang was turned into, you know? Maybe this is why he's the Bone Duster. Maybe he's like the, oh, you merely adopted the knights. I was born with them. Immediate Chikuri's crazy. We are, however, going to see the easiest Oryuken ace come down for 9. But passing 6 in front of Hina is not what you want to do. Passing 6 is almost definitely you're going to end up getting Volcanic. If the Bone Duster is on Volcanic, which presumably he is, it's kind of wraps. And there comes 9 cost Oryuken. Put him to 6. Goodbye, Chikurimon. At least there's no revival stuff. Wow, I can't believe that for the low cost of 3 memory going second, he might have won the game on the spot. Presuming that he has everything. He does not have everything. We're going to see the Searcher, the Volvo, is going to find Hina, and uh-oh, is this deck going to be upside down now? That's going to be really annoying. That is rough. That is, we went from should win the game to dude, Dragon Lake sucks, bro. This deck sucks. How have we gone from this position? How have we gone from, man, he actually might just win the game to and it's over. It's so over. It has never been less back than it is right now. Jesmon for 3 gets to keep turn. Jesmon play a token. Atha Rene Poor. And goodbye, Volvomon. Man. It was looking so good for a second. And now we're going to put down the cool boy. Start of turn, we're going to go up 1 memory. We have a memory set, not that it matters. And I wish I hope that we have a rookie. There's nothing to de-digivolve. We don't have a rookie, but that's okay because the level 4s are nice and cheap to slam. We'll get some searches going. We are... Yeah, I think some of our cards are not the right way up. Because he's putting them back down the normal way. But his deck is upside down. I think he's realized his deck was upside down. It's still doable. We're going to use the Hina. What does the new Hina actually do? I know she's a memory setter, and I didn't read any further than that. All right, Hina Kurihara, your turn. When any Rock Dragon is played by suspending the Tamer, your level 4 or higher Rock Dragon may digivolve into a card with Rock Dragon for cost -2. So we do actually get to make the Jazzerichmon here. If we can end on Volcanic, it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, he costs 5. What? What? It costs 5? To delete your opponent's the lowest DP, all turns, gets to float. And then can't play 6k or less. Unfortunately, versus Royal Knights, that doesn't do anything. I feel like versus Royal Knights, you actually really don't need the EX7 stuff. I feel like you need the old Volcanic. Because the old Volcanic is on play, delete all with the lowest DP, and then can't play 5k. I guess, to be fair, neither of them really floodgate out. Neither of them actually really floodgate out Royal Knights, which is, I guess, what the Shikiri's for. Gonna play Leopard here for reduced cost. Draw 1, gain 1 off of the coolest of boys. And then Cool Boy, gonna reduce the cost of... I wouldn't hate seeing GX played here. It stops your mechas from coming down. I guess that's true. But yeah, when I see GX played off of the Leopard, which chokes the 1, load the Omni X, and then that shoots the Volcanic. Volcanic, when it would leave, gets to float into... This guy has not read any of the Dragon Link's cards. Because you're about to overflow 5 yourself. You should overflow 5 yourself now. Metallic. Metallic Digimon on play. De-Digivolve 4. One of your opponent's Digimon. So, down comes Metallic. Interruptive float. De-Digivolve. And then overflow. All the way up to 6. Lamau. Lol. And then when this would leave the battle, you may play 1 Rock Dragon from your trash. So this will float back into Volcanic if it gets removed. Oh. Which means we now have an Omni X. That's really funny. He's choosing not to swing without suspending. Because I guess the body now has Rush. That's really funny. Oh, and we have the protection option as well. So he can't get rid of it that easily. The goal is to make a Volcanic here and clear the... The goal is to clear the body as fast as possible. Gonna start off main, pitch 1 to gain 1. So we're gonna be doing this from 8 memory. Which is pretty good. Man. We don't be digivolving. Is that just how this deck works? You just not digivolve now? Goodbye, Chikiri. And that's gonna be Metallic and a Hina off the pickup. Because Knights are putting so much pressure down and so passing over so much memory, it feels like he's actually got the value out of whatever's there. Hina suspension. Yep, gonna turn that into the Jazzerichs. It's so we're setting up redirects, which I guess is good to try and like keep the board thinned. Obviously, Omni X will stick around if you can't get rid of it. I'm gonna swing and then block Ah, you have been successfully baited. So this is going to be... Oh yeah, the leopard had blocker as well. So this is going to be volcanic, pop the lowest DP. Which means we're going to clear the leopard. And then if you can make a second volcanic, you get extra value. We're going to swing, hit Omeka. This is such an interesting place to kind of like be in. Because we've got the metallic in hand. He needs to keep a metallic in hand in case the volcanic gets answered. So maybe you try and go volcanic to burn the... Yeah, you go volcanic. What's the... Oh, I think we're just reading the Jesuit. What's the problem here? I think we just figuring out the memory. It was cost -2. Yeah. So we've got 3 memory. So we're going to go into volcanic, which puts it to 2. Draw, attempt to delete the lowest DP. Actually, well, it's activate the when digivolving and then suspend the Hina to attempt to use the lowest DP. And then that is going to be the turn over. Active draw raising. Goodbye, Omni. Yeah, so we're looking pretty good, actually. That new Hina kind of goes crazy. I mean, it's obviously helped by the fact that the guys are nice and cheap. So we're going to draw 1, gain 1, and then that's a 0 cost Dynus. Ooh. I was going to say big pickups, but actually not that much. I actually don't know. Can't pick up 3 of these. So literally a Dynasmon that only picks up Omniac. It's the Aura. Bone Duster Aura diffs all Royal Knights players. Even when his hand opens questionably, he's nice with it. But it is really, really interesting. Like the new Hina makes it so you actually don't want to evolve over the 3s because the 4s have the on plays and then you get to turn them into 5s. Is really, really interesting. It's a really, really like clever line. We're gonna drop the Crimson Ace. Crimson going to attempt to pop the volcanic. This time volcanic is going to float into metallic. And then the metallic is going to attempt to de-digivolve. Start of turn, gain the memory, active, draw, raising. I wouldn't hate the Chikuri being slammed just to be annoying. Obviously, he needs to be able to clear the body. We're going to swing, which goes at security, blows up the lowest. Swing, nothing to de-digivolve. Hits it. Ah, bro, it died. Anyways. Guess I'll float from trash. Ragnar for game. I mean, that would be really funny. But he could also max out the memory gauge. You know, he could just be like, so much memory to play with. So much memory. What am I gonna do? So much memory. He's got a million things here. I mean, we do have so much memory that you really don't actually have to just float into the volcanic, especially when you can just pick another volcanic up. I'm going to pick up the 5, I guess. And then Hina, cost -2. 1 cost Evo into the 5. I'm really liking how these play out. And then into another metallic. I'm not as huge a fan of that, but if this is just Ragnar for games, yep. Yep, I see it in his hand. Red over black. Burn the top card, become protected, delete that. Delicious memory, and a delicious game 1. Okay, Bone Duster. Okay. It's the Aura, man. The Bone Duster, and you bring his knights to his court. That's why you get dusted. But yeah, we are going to fix deck being upside down. Excellent. But yeah, that was a really, really fun game one. Really, really fun. I'm filling out the Dragon Link's apology form. I was not familiar with its game. Yeah, this is real fun to watch. I want to say Damien is a London player. So they made me familiar with Dragon Link's as a deck, maybe like what's it called? Like pre-EX7. Okay, yeah, we're just fully checking to make sure our stuff is the right way around. And good thing we did, because they were not. There we go. Upon pass 2, everything is the correct way around. If you're a player that sometimes finds that you have that, where like you don't keep track of it and your cards do end up upside down, consider getting sleeves that have some sort of identifying marker on them that's not symmetrical, because then you can always make sure your cards are all facing the right way. Obviously, you know, nice and cheap and cheerful, consistent, like single color sleeves are always great. But if you do find yourself in situations where you do sometimes end up with your cards upside down, it's always worth getting, considering getting sleeves that have some sort of marker on them so you can tell. Bandai official sleeves are generally a great way to go. Obviously, you know, they're horrendous to shuffle. And if you pick the X antibody ones, they're actually too shiny to be legal. So fun fact about that. Some Bandai official product is not legal at Bandai official tournaments. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop slightly back off the live. I'm going to start from, I want to start from game 2. So wait, how far back is this? Yeah, it's only a couple of minutes. Yeah, so for the sake of also just having VODs properly. Yeah, for the sake of having VODs properly, we're going to just quickly punch back. I mean, we'll probably get to catch up between rounds anyway. So we're now back on Twitch. YouTube will be changing links every single time. Although right now for me, it's saying I'm offline on both, which is kind of annoying. I know that to just be factually incorrect. But hey, as long as I can see it on both, I'm happy. Twitch is up. Stream manager, Twitch. Yeah. So we are back on both, and yeah, so it is impressive how the Chikuri baits a crapload of memory, which is really interesting. And the cool thing about it as well with the Wargrowlmon is that because Yggdrasil's obviously going to stop it from digivolving, even though it's a body that's been played, it's still not something that actually can be like properly utilized further. So it's Overflow 3 that's just waiting to happen. We have seen it as a way to just like get more value over some things, but I'm not as quite being a fan of it compared to something like the Porcupa. Alphamon to recover though. Just going to try and extend out a bit. -8 does get a lot of value done. So it's on play when digivolving. Yeah, so we've done everything we could. It's just, I guess, get going in. And down comes Oryuken once again. Me when I drop Lego on the floor and get rewarded for it. Okay, so out we go. We're actually going to get some value. Search. Does get the double hit. And now do we get to turn that into a level 5? Yep. Spend the Hina. Cost -2. Evolve into Vorvo. No, it's not Vorvo. Largaritamon. Or Lavagaritamon. And then we're going to activate the on play to get another Hina. This Hina is going to miss the timing. Either way, we're getting so much memory back from whatever. As long as we end on red body here, we get so much memory. Because Wargrowl gives back 3, and then Oryukin gives back 5. So we're going to go into the Volcanic, use Volcanics on play with the Hina. This is a really rough position to be in if you're Royal Knights. I feel like you don't know enough of Chikuri down, but the fact that the Chikuri immediately forces you to spend 9 and then you might still overflow that full cost is really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. Down comes Cool Boy. So choosing not to leave anything on board. Active. Get set to 3. And we're not going to gain too much extra memory. Yeah, because what? It's spend 3 for the Chikuri and then spend 9, which is then going to be +1 per Hina. So which effectively ends up being 10. And then if you overflow, yeah, it's the full cost. I'm going to swing. Nothing to burn in this instance, I don't believe. All right, we're going to have the rookie die this time. It is really interesting he doesn't care. Like, obviously, because the rookies don't turn into anything, he just swings them in. Gonna spend 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another Hina. It's really interesting as well because the 5 doesn't care about the number of tamers. You probably don't mind spending the extra 1 to get another Hina down. Oh, he drew straight away. I'm assuming that means we're not going to be using the Hina. Just happy with the 1 choke, which is fine. You got the Chikuri down. It's not like he can do anything. 7 cost Magnamon. 6 cost, I guess, thanks to the Cool Boy. Bone Duster's dusting. Yeah, down comes Magna. Draw 1, gain 1. So we're going to pass over 5. Make that 7, thanks to the Hinas. Active draw, raising. And we're not quite looking at game on board, but the burn is somewhere. Yep. So immediately going to get the block to draw. And then do we float into the Omeka? Can he even float into the Omeka? Going to hit a Cool Boy. That's pretty good. Swing the 4, hits Jessamon, that's going to die. Swing the rookie, because we do not care about the rookie. Hits the OmniX. Anything you'd kind of be worried about is like Last Guardian kind of popping out. But again, you've been given so much. If you can make a... Oh, he's just going to do the Evo. So this is a protected body with the Ragnar for sure, which does burn 1 always and protected always. So we're going to burn the last, and then there goes the rookie. So it is going to be effectively Ragnar for game both times in 2 different flavors of it. And that is going to be the Bone Duster. Moving on 4-0 on D-Linkz. Yo. Only few words of sound comes through. Is anyone else having that problem? Because I know obviously we've just come back from the audio being grief. So let me know if like stuff is not coming through. Then let me know. Is it like, is my noise gate too aggressive? Is that what it is? Is my noise gate like, because when I'm this far away, it still looks like it's still coming through. Audio sounds fine in Twitch. Interesting. All right, yeah. Elias, it might be worth just refreshing the tab and just taking a look. To see if that might be like localized there. But very, very cool list. Hopefully on the recordings as well for YouTube, it will come through. We will probably try and get all of these rounds out. But yeah, really, really cool. And now they disappear. So yeah, 4-0. We've got probably a decent amount of time because we started at 15 past.